Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the live stream to the Marco's Pizza card reveal here on Facebook Live. And this is killing me. I can smell the pizza, and it's killing me right now.
So good.
Need to go get some Marco's after this. This is the card reveal for Emerge 29, the Outbreak 8 show. And the first thing that we need to do is thank and congratulate each and every one of you guys on a fantastic Emergence Day. The biggest card I think we've ever put on by far, and I think the biggest crowd that we've ever packed into Parkside Elementary, Commish.
Yeah, that's very safe to say. We had to pull every bleacher out to get everybody to fit in.
Of course, my name is Casey Johnson. I'm the director of production for Emerge, along with play-by-play commentary. This is the commissioner of Emerge, Chris Lowe, and this is the color commentator himself, A.W. Lurch.
That's right, baby.
Now you're doing Dusty.
Well, you know.
So we need to, and those of you who have been watching these card reveals for a while know that we don't always go over the previous show, but there are so many new viewers, there are so many new Emerge fans that we packed into that building that I'm sure are joining us right now. As I understand, our numbers are doing pretty well as we're starting out. So that is something I think we need to go over Emergence Day. Beat by beat. I don't necessarily want to go over the copies and more Facebook Live match that happened because we will get to that and we will get to the results of that. Lurch is very happy. But we started out the match, we started out the show rather. Anthony Totelli made his return to Emerge in grand fashion and faced Brett Havoc and Lennox Norris for the Outbreak Championship. Lennox Norris ended up retaining. But what an amazing way to kick off the show.
Yeah, what a way to come back to Emerge for Anthony Toatelli. Flowing Samoan delivered.
Definitely.
And Lennox Norris showing you why he is the true American hero. I mean, wow. Holding on to that Outbreak Championship.
And as such, that slotted him directly into the main event that we're going to be talking about a little bit later against a familiar face. Next up, ATM and Jordan Cage left everything that they had in that ring. And eventually, Lurch, Jordan Cage was the one that said, I quit. But I think you can understand why he did.
No, that wasn't fair. And there should have never been a pair of scissors ringside. I mean, Jordan Cage should have never been threatened for anything like that, the value of that. I mean, that was ridiculous. And I can't believe ATM got away with that.
Well, nevertheless, the only way that you can win that match is to say, I quit. And I don't think that either of them were going to say, I quit with the amount of physicality that had happened in that match, Commissioner. They gave everything that they had. I think that was the only way to break either one of them.
I think that's a fairly safe assumption. How many times did we hear the other demand the other quit? It just wasn't going to happen.
And how many times did we hear the smack of a cookie sheet, a chair, a kendo stick? I mean, ATM got thrown off the middle rope onto a bridge made of chairs.
Yeah.
And he might not be in very good shape, which he's going to need to be in good shape, but we'll get to that. Laney Luck won the women's championship off of Karma, and guys, I don't know what to think about what we saw from Karma. That is different.
Unexpected. For someone to have the fan base that Karma does, it kind of perplexed me that she would throw it away.
And she did not show any remorse for it either.
No.
I mean, she was just, looking at every fan like, I don't care. Just
Even
get out of my way.
backstage, we went to intermission after that, and the fans didn't see, but it was a very similar scene backstage, Chris.
Jeff, she just doesn't care anymore.
And I think the real moment came when she yelled at a child.
Yeah, that's something Karma of old would have never, ever done.
But how about Laney Luck
Yeah, I was
getting
about
that
to say.
Emerge Women's Championship? I mean, I could not be more happier with that outcome. And when watching her walk away with that gold, I was just so proud of her. I was just so happy about that.
Why would you be in a position to be proud of her?
I mean, it's just, I predict these things, and when I see them come to fruition, I mean, I just cannot help myself. I mean, it's just so happy.
Obviously.
Well, after the break, we came back to one of the most suspiciously violent matches in Emerge's history with that fan strap match.
Oof.
And, I mean, Hadrick, I guess, Hadley and
There you go.
Radrick, as I almost said, book it. They almost didn't make it out of there with the championships, but they did. And
Yeah.
we have new Emerge Tag Team Champions, and the Emerge fan base subsequently took out Lurch 3 years of their pent-up anger and aggression on Christopher Icon.
And that was an outrage, if you ask me. I mean, Christopher Icon should have never been put in a situation like that to take that kind of abuse from our Emerge fan base.
Did he?
I mean, that was. I mean, you that's disgusting, if you ask
He
me. I
agreed
mean,
to the
Christopher
stipulation,
Icon,
did he
I mean,
not?
he is. I mean, a man of his caliber, a man of his class. I mean, you cannot.
He signed the contract.
Well,
He
still,
agreed to the stipulation.
I mean, of course. I mean, he had to keep the gold. I mean, he was trying to keep the tag team championships around his team's waist, and unfortunately, just didn't. I mean, he deserves a rematch. He deserves some retribution. I mean, or something here. I mean, I can't believe it.
Well, either way, though, we have new tag team champions, and I think they're champions that are going to be proud to hold the titles.
Yeah. When you look at the young buck and Cole Radrick and the former Outbreak champion in Warfare, Jeremy Hadley, they've got all the talent in the world.
Speaking of all the talent in the world, and finally talent that was capitalized upon, Mark Vandy threw, he basically a double leg takedown into the table that was set up in the corner, which exploded into, those are two big guys. We forget how big Trevor Court and Mark Vandy both are, and that table exploded into more pieces than I have ever seen a table explode.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, the table was blown to smithereens. I mean, it was at least 2,000 pieces laying on the floor, and
sawdust.
I mean, the mess that was left. It took forever for us to clean that up.
Yeah,
I mean,
we couldn't even
almost
get to the last man standing match afterwards because we had to sweep up the ring.
Yeah.
Security to the ring, please.
Yeah.
And then this leaves both men, Chris, in an interesting position. Mark Vandy's contract with Emerge still valid.
Yeah.
And Trevor Court more angry, I think, than we've ever seen him.
Yeah, he wasn't happy to have this match booked to begin with. He was doubly mad after the match, and I've heard rumblings of and threatenings of quitting again. We'll see what happens.
I mean, what kind of person are you, Commish, to put Trevor Court into a match like that? I mean, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. I mean, Trevor Court is right. That's just so wrong of you.
Does sign your paychecks. You might want to.
I have an exclusive contract for the next. You don't even need to know the terms, Casey Johnson. I understand who signs my contracts, and I understand what I'm saying here.
All right. Last man standing, or last monster standing, delivered. Jacob Johns and J.D. Mariani beat the ever-loving crap out of each other for, I was counting, 17 consecutive minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Until, there were staple guns involved. I mentioned on commentary, this is the first time anybody has ever intentionally drawn blood from their opponent in Emerge. Nicky Mariani took a staple to the moneymaker. It was an end befitting what happened.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be violent. I don't think we expected quite what we got, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
And then in our main event, a match that was somehow bigger than Last Monster Standing, Congo Kong versus Chris Caliber. Oh my lord. These two put on an instant classic, and if you don't follow me on social media, go find me. I posted some pictures of the ring after those two got done with it. Chris Caliber, and if you didn't see this, I urge you, buy the DVD. Chris Caliber superplexed Congo Kong from the top rope, and they darn near broke the ring.
Yeah, I was nervous once everyone left the arena and tearing down the ring, and uh, those things aren't cheap.
They really, really aren't. Luckily, we do have a ring for February 3rd. They didn't quite break it. They got close though, and then your boy Jordan Cage decided to put himself into the conclusion of that match.
And I'm so glad he made it to the conclusion of that match after that suplex we saw. I mean, Jordan Cage, you're right. He did interject a little bit. He made sure, the Columbus fan base should be happy with Jordan Cage. I mean, he made sure the gold stayed here in town. Isn't that what they wanted? I mean, isn't that what you all wanted to see?
And you got to think too. I disagree with a lot of things that Jordan Cage just is as a person, but he was under the ring for that whole match.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what he was thinking when that superplex took place?
Wow.
He probably thought that the whole thing was coming down on him.
Yeah, I imagine he was questioning his decision about that point.
Either way, though, that's Emergence Day. We have got a fantastic card for February 3rd for Emerge 29 to get to. And, the thing about Emerge, we have these massive shows like Downtown Throwdown. We have the massive show like Emergence Day. But we just keep moving on, and now it's time for the Outbreak 8 tournament. Chris, explain the tournament.
We take 4 Emerge mainstays, four guys who are new to the Emerge audience but are very talented and have worked all over the country, and we bring them together to find out who's the better man. And the winner of that tournament gets a shot at the Outbreak Championship.
The first round matches will be structured as such. We are going to have an Emerge newcomer, as it were, versus an Emerge mainstay, and then somebody's going to go to the semifinals and then the championship. This is going to be a 7-match tournament, plus the 8th match being the main event, being that Outbreak title match that we are going to get to. But the bracket is going to be built by one Commissioner Lowe. Right behind us, we have the second camera on it, and we are going to make some picks at the end. We're going to talk about who we think might be here, but let's get into one thing before we get to that I think needs to be brought up, and it involves 2 people who are making their Emerge debuts at the show, and 2 people who have been here since day one. We all saw what happened in the ring with TJ, Sean, Donnie, and Ricky. Of course, it's been an open secret around the Emerge offices that you've been negotiating with TJ and Sean to come in for a while.
Yes.
I believe since around the middle of September.
Right around there.
And TJ and Sean make their debuts. They're the big surprise at Emergence Day. And Ricky Ruckus got suspicious.
I don't think Ricky thinks he's suspicious. I think he thinks he knows. He believes Too Cool TJ Kemp was the one who put Donnie out.
And, I do think, to a certain extent, Ricky might be overreacting, but it does make a lot of sense, Lurch. The timelines kind of add up a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, why? The big question. I mean, isn't the match? Isn't the Outbreak Championship match about Lennox Norris? I mean, why are we still talking about Donnie Idol being attacked? I mean, what didn't we figure out it was Kyle Maverick or something? I mean, why are you all even still worried about?
We specifically found out that it wasn't Kyle Maverick.
Okay,
we still don't know who did it.
But I mean, he broke his neck. He's going to be out for months. We already know this. I mean, who cares? Let's move on. This is the Outbreak Championship match we're talking about. Why are you still talking about Donnie Idol's injury here?
Well, I'll tell you why I'm talking about it, because I had a chance to catch up with Ricky a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately after the live stream airs, I'm going to have an exclusive one-on-one with Ricky, and we sat down and we talked about it, and I think Ricky's had a little bit of time to calm down, and not. I'll say, because I don't want to spoil anything, he was able to put his thoughts into words a lot more clearly. And so once we get done with the card reveal, I urge you guys stick around and watch the interview, because he drops a couple things you're going to want to hear.
You're
I'll
airing
say
that. You're airing that right after this.
Immediately after the live stream. Soon as we fade to black, we're going to cut to my pre-taped interview.
Okay. There you go, guys.
But let's get into the first round matches. Our first newcomer to emerge is a guy, Chris, who's going to be in the first round by the name of Travis Titan.
Indeed. He's dude is
He's
rock
jacked.
solid tough.
He is jacked, and he's a cocky young fellow. I asked him to give me a little bit of a rundown on what he's like. And Travis told me he's just the best.
Oh, he is. I mean, Travis Titan is an athlete. I mean, he catches people, lifts them up, throws them over his head. I mean, he is a picture perfect athlete, right? I mean, wouldn't you say? I mean, almost, not to go
Well,
back to
I would say, judging by what I've seen, pound for pound, he's going to be the toughest athlete in Emerge. He's going to be the strongest athlete in Emerge, and he's definitely an interesting addition to the roster. But it would be funny that you would say he's a picture-perfect athlete, because his opponent is none other than the man who made the picture-perfect Jordan Cage quit, ATM, in the first round of this tournament against Travis Titan.
Okay.
Interesting matchup here, because these two guys are around the same size. ATM's more of a technical wrestler. Travis Titan is more of a powerhouse. Did you think that they would mix up well together?
You got it right on the money, Casey. I think that may be the first round match that everybody's going to remember.
And I would dare say they're going to remember all of them. And it appears ATM has some aspirations of gold. He has finally, and don't get hot here, but he rid himself of Jordan Cage, the thorn in his side, which I know a thing or two about. And now he has, yes, Chris, that's the joke. He has made himself a positioning where he's in line perhaps for a title shot if he wins this. And I've said, and I think we've all said for a long time, even Lurch, there is plenty of gold in ATM's future.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. He's already won tag team gold. He's got all the talent in the world. The Outbreak 8 tournament is ATM's time to shine, in my estimation.
No way. No way. No way. Have you seen? I mean, he's going up against Travis Titan in the first round. Have you all? I mean, you put the match together, Commish, didn't you? I mean, there's no way ATM gets past Travis Titan.
You
ATM
also said there's no way
wrestler.
that he makes Jordan Cage quit.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be hiding scissors on the table the whole time.
I didn't hide scissors. There happened to be scissors there.
Look, ATM is a tag team wrestler. He's just been wrestling in the tag team division all throughout the Midwest, all throughout the country right now. He is not prepared for a singles division match, and he's going up against Travis Titan, who's going to run through
a
the
tag
Outbreak
team
8.
wrestler, then he wouldn't have been able to defeat Jordan Cage in a singles match. Both of them came into Emerge originally as singles wrestlers. Either way, we're going to have a great show on our hands, and I would say either one of these guys are guys that you could see in the finals, potentially. Although, spoiler alert, I think all 8 of these guys are guys you could see in the finals. And, Chris, if you would, announce our second newcomer.
Our second newcomer is Mikey McFinnigan.
Mikey McFinnigan, the big Magugliac on campus.
Thank you so much. I was not going to give that a shot.
Yeah.
Can you say it again?
The big Margugliac on campus. He has also at times, he has a lovely mustache. He's referred to himself as the stashing one. This guy is unlike anything that I have ever seen.
Oh, come on.
I was going to say odd.
Oh, come on,
Anything you've
Lurch.
ever seen?
Lurch, I messaged him to get some info for him, and he said, just give me a minute. I'll get you whatever you need, Playboy. And he wouldn't stop calling me Playboy. I asked him who I could compare him to, and he said he was like a young Bugsy McGraw. Bugsy McGraw was a wrestler in the Florida territory in like the mid-'80s. He is a loose cannon. He is certifiably insane, I believe. And frankly, he can back it up in the ring. Dude has wrestled in 19 states and 3 countries. He's held about as many titles, and he has wrestled either with in a tag team or against pretty much everybody from Ricky Morton to Big Daddy V. So it's going. He is an interesting person, man. Hailing from Earthworm, Nebraska.
Whatever. I mean, I don't really see how interesting. He seems like an okay guy, but I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Dude, he says he weighs in at Lil Kevin.
His weight is Lil Kevin.
Okay.
Exactly.
Who's Kevin? I don't know who Kevin is.
I guess we'll find out on February 3rd.
I mean, if it's Kevin from popular sitcom The Office, then Lil Kevin's pretty big. He's going up, however, against a proven commodity in Trevor Court.
Yes.
And that's one thing that I think Chris was hinting at earlier, is that Trevor Court has a fantastic opportunity right now to prove that he still deserves to be in this title picture.
And he does. He deserves another gold belt. He deserves another trophy. He deserves another tournament victory.
And he is one chain down.
Sure, yeah.
Because
sure.
he did obliterate one chain against Mark Vandy's head.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, that thing just, oh, man. That
exploded.
That thing busted on impact. I mean, that was, whew.
So then, just to be clear here, whoever wins Titan and ATM is going to face the winner of McFinnigan and Court.
Wow, Titan versus Trevor Court. Wow, that is good. That is.
Why
like a
are you
dream
just making
match.
assumptions?
I'm just thinking. I'm just looking. I mean, I'm filling out the bracket in my head. I mean, just like probably everybody else is.
We'll get to our picks later.
Okay.
But on the other side of the graphic, I would dare say everybody else in this tournament is to some form a proven commodity. Mm-hmm. Starting with our next newcomer being Gregory Glover. Of course, Chris, he had a fantastic match to win his spot in this tournament against Deontay Davis.
Right. Really quick, really athletic. Another guy who's a little different. It says he has the questions that Emerge fans haven't even asked yet. So make of that what you will.
He is, of course, he has deemed himself the concierge of corruption. And he very much likes to portray himself as the suave, debonair person in the room, and that he's always the smartest. But, and I know both of you saw this, when Deontay Davis started to get a little bit of offense in, Gregory Glover turned a corner. And there was a look in his eyes, as in the wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead.
Oh, no. Gregory Glover is a psychological mastermind, and what he did in that match was manipulate his opponent into the loss. I mean, Gregory.
I have seen what Gregory Glover can do. That man is not right in the head.
One day, me and Gregory Glover, we went out for tea in the middle of the week one day, and we had a conversation for about 48 minutes about multiverse theory and string theory. And I tell you what, the man is intelligent. The man knows. So
I can't do this.
48 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
That's oddly specific.
This is about 48 minutes.
Well, roughly. I mean, I didn't write down how many seconds it was, but
See, that's the thing, though, because even though I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and not call BS on your BS, but Gregory Glover very much presents himself as the smartest person in the room, and he is very, very intelligent.
Very.
But there is something lying dormant in his brain that erupts whenever he's in the ring that I don't even think he quite understands what it is. That being said, though, he's paired up against a whole lot of crazy in Jeremy Hadley.
Wow.
And it's no real surprise that Jeremy Hadley is making his spot in this tournament known. We're going to have to get a little bit of a question here from Chris Lowe in a second as to why he put Hadley in the tournament. But we're talking about a current tag team champion. We're talking about a guy who held the Outbreak Championship for upwards of a year, knows a thing or two about that Outbreak division. And he's a little unhinged, too. Should be a good matchup. But was it a no-brainer putting him in this?
Oh, absolutely. And again, he was Hadley's the first guy I signed for this tournament before I knew he'd even...
We've been putting this tournament together since around November.
Right. Well before he was even in line to possibly become a tag team champion. So, Hadley could become a double champion.
I mean, I'm
Be the first double champion in merge history.
I'm playing the match in my head. I'm seeing reversals. I'm seeing counter reversals. I'm seeing top rope moves. I'm seeing excitement. I mean, this is going to be an interesting match, and there's no doubt Jeremy Hadley wants that gold back. There's no doubt.
Absolutely. And whoever wins that match will be taking on the winner of our last match here in the first round of the tournament. First things first, newcomer to emerge, and of course we all know at this point, Sean Kemp, the Midwest Mutt. And Emerge fans who have been around the Columbus area for a long time will remember, including me, I was in the front row years and years ago for some of Sean Kemp's first matches ever. And he's a guy who I think everybody has seen grow and has seen taken the Midwest by storm. And it's really a homecoming for him in a way, much like it is for TJ. But speaking of TJ, there's one thing that we have to talk about. And Sean Kemp pointed it out when he was in the ring in between, the spots where he was chasing his Frisbee and all.
Right.
If Sean wins this tournament, which I think he has a solid chance to, he's got some stiff competition in the first round and in every round for sure. But if he wins that, and then TJ wins in the main event, we get father versus son for the championship.
Wow.
Funny how that works out.
God,
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
funny how that works out. He will be taking on our final entrant, although ironically, he was the first Emerge mainstay to get into the tournament, Scotty Young. Scotty is on a roll. And as much as I hate to say this about Scotty because I disagree with him in many, many ways, he is the kind of guy who I see Scotty Young going far in this tournament.
Scotty Young, I mean, he is an overachiever. Let's be honest. He's winning. He's already won 2 matches already, and he's going to add that. He's going to add 2 more to that just to win the Outbreak cake. I mean, nobody else is going to be able to say that at the end of the day. Scotty Young, well, I'm not going to.
Of course, first Nate Wings, then Apollo Star challenges him for that spot, and he beats Apollo Star to keep that spot. That is your Outbreak 8 tournament, at least it's the first round matchups. And Lurch, before we get to our main event, I want to dissect this bracket with you. Let's look back at this bracket.
Okay.
And I want us to make our picks throughout this entire show. I will... Let's see, I'll bring this cord up right here so I got a little more tether. And you use red, I'll use green.
Okay.
So, Titan versus ATM, I think, myself, I'm going with ATM. And I'll tell you why. I think ATM is riding a wave of momentum right now that is going to be really, really hard for even somebody like Travis Titan to stop. And Travis Titan's a great competitor, but I don't see it myself.
ATM, you got to remember, is coming off the I Quit match. He took a lot of abuse in that match, and like I
It's
said,
true. It's very true.
Travis Titan is incredible as an athlete, an Uber athlete. I'm going with Titan. I gotta disagree.
All right, so that brings us to the second match. In the second match here, we have McFinnigan and Court. I love Mikey. I do. Um, I gotta go with Trevor. I really do, because Trevor Court has something to prove,
Mm-hmm.
and he is hell bent on proving it. And I doubt that you and I are going to disagree on this one.
Not at all. Trevor Court, he's got those child support gimmicks. I got to go for Trevor Court as well, making his way past the first round.
So Glover, Hadley, I think Gregory Glover has issues that he doesn't understand. I think Hadley is well aware of his issues. I'm going Hadley. I'm going for the experience in this particular instance.
Oh, I gotta go. Gregory Glover. Gregory
Wow.
Glover. I mean, he's here. He's here to. We saw him make his debut. Not to what was it? Last show, the show before last. I know he's here. He's got a plan. He's smart, and he will execute based on at least what he's told me.
So Sean and Scotty. I know I just said I see Scotty going far in this tournament, but why don't you go ahead and write Scotty
That's
Young's
right,
name,
baby.
and then I'll
Scotty
figure it out.
Young. Scotty Young.
And then
What's it going to be, Casey? Wow.
I'm going Scotty. Sean, I think this is the one where we could see an upset. I think Sean could very, very easily win this match. But it's hard to bet against Scotty Young right now.
No way. No way.
So-
Scotty Young.
From Titan and Court, who do you have moving on to the finals?
Ooh.
There you go.
That is a tough matchup.
You're going to have to pick a favorite child here.
Wow. I'm going to go with Court. I'm going to go with TC. He's the grand piano from Indiana. I mean, how can he not move on?
I think this match, where I also have Court, I think this is where ATM's issues get to him. And be honest, I'm putting Court in the finals too. I love ATM to death, but he took a lot of punishment. He took a lot of punishment last week. So Trevor Court in the finals, Glover or Scotty, who you got?
Scotty Young, my prediction. I mean, wow. Scotty Young all the way.
All right, so Scotty, you have there. I'm going to put Hadley in the finals.
Wow, okay.
I'm going consistently here. Hadley has the experience to really, really do this. And so, who's your new Outbreak number one contender?
The overachiever, the brilliant,
Why did I
the
even
winner, the greatest emerged wrestler that we have going today, Scotty Young, baby.
So you have Scotty.
Absolutely.
And between Court and Hadley, I'm taking Hadley. I think Hadley's winning the tournament myself. I think momentum is on the side of a lot of different people in the tournament. ATM has a lot of momentum. Scotty has a heck of a lot of momentum. But Hadley's momentum includes gold. So that's what I'm going to say. And, of course, we could be wrong about anything that's involved here. But So you're taking Young to win the tournament.
All the way.
I'm taking Hadley, and Chris, you're not allowed to say.
I will say I think you're both selling McFinnigan a little short. I'm just going to say
I
that.
I think so too, but I think Trevor Court is hungry. I mean, when you put meat in front of a starving coyote, the meat's not going to be there for very long.
And just for the record, because I put Court in that awful tables match that you're so offended, I felt I owed him to be in this tournament.
Well, we'll see if he can put it up. It's
Yeah,
put
no.
up or shut up. We'll see what happens.
Superstar deserves it.
And in our main event, we have a Columbus staple, a guy who's been wrestling around here for 10 years plus, TJ Kemp, making his Emerge debut, making his homecoming here against a man who hates Columbus more than even you, A.W. Lurch, in Lennox Norris. And I got to say, it's difficult for me personally to... I love TJ. TJ was one of my personal favorites growing up, attending shows. And I can't bet against Lennox. I can't do it, man. Lennox, it's going to take somebody who has been through hell and back to even have a shot at defeating Lennox Norris. The original American he has so much confidence right now. He has so much swagger right now. And it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a hard-fought, amazing match, but the smart money has got to be on Lennox, and TJ is going to be around for a long, long time.
And it sounds to me like Kamish is probably trying to call around town, try to find a face of the city or something, pull out all the stops to get that Outbreak Championship off Lennox Norris before we see him face the winner of the Outbreak 8, of course.
Not at all. It's all about competition and Emerge and finding the best matchups possible for the fans. TJ Kemp is deserving of an Emerge Outbreak opportunity. Plain and simple.
Well, he certainly has an opportunity to break out and emerge by winning that Outbreak Championship. But again, we would be remiss not to mention TJ's got to be a little distracted in the ring. I mean, when you walk into your new place of business and you're immediately accosted by somebody, it will mess with a person's psyche. And
not just somebody, an Emerge original, somebody that fans love.
Not to mention somebody who you've been up and down the roads with for your entire career, too.
Right.
I mean, TJ and Donnie have a history we talked about. TJ and Ricky have a history. They've all been in the same places. They've all wrestled the same people. They know each other very well. And that's one thing that Ricky brought up in the interview, is the fact that he knows TJ as well as anybody. Speaking of that interview, here in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to have an exclusive interview with Ricky, and we're going to hash things out. That being said, let's go over this card one more time. Travis Titan making his Emerge debut versus ATM in the first round. We have the big Margugliac on campus.
Thank you.
Mikey McFinnigan facing Trevor Court. Gregory Glover takes on Jeremy Hadley. Sean Kemp takes on Scotty Young. The winners of match 1 and 2 will face. The winners of match 3 and 4 will face. And then the winners of those will face in the finals to determine who is going to have a title shot coming up at Emerge 30 against whoever the title holder is between our main event, TJ Kemp and Lennox Norris. Going to be a fantastic show.
Without question. It's going to be a great night. For those of you who just made Emergence Day their first Emerge show, you got a taste of how good the action is. You're gonna love it when you come back.
Well, without further ado, I figure we've ran our mouths for long enough. It's time to get to the part that everybody wants to see. let's go ahead and take you now to my interview with Ricky Ruckus. You guys have a great day. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Casey Johnson, and we're here. It's after the live stream, although ironically this is being pre-recorded before the live stream. And I'm sitting here with Ricky Ruckus. And Ricky, I know that you you didn't really have much to say, but we've worked together long enough that you gave me the courtesy of doing this interview, and I just want to clear up what happened in the ring at Emergence Day, because there are a lot of people who think that there's trouble in the kingdom.
Well, yeah, you're right. I didn't want to do this. I got a lot on my mind, and I'm not much of a talker, But, there's a lot of fans out there that want to know, what's going on, and they deserve to know. The Emerge fans are what made me, is what made Emerge. So, I'll tell you what happened out there is I got a bad temper. I know this is a shock to everybody, a shock to you. And I saw the guy who attacked my best friend. And I'm not putting it any other way. I'm not going to say he may have. He's the guy that did it. And I know it. I'm not stupid.
And that's actually one of the things that you said to Donnie. You said, if you want to come out here and be stupid, that's fine. But you've got somebody lying to your face, and you don't even know it. And a lot of people were shocked, because I think everybody knows the relationship that you have with Donnie. And, I mean, back all the way to the beginning of Emerge, we've known this, and even beforehand. People are kind of shocked that you would talk to him like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not stupid. He's one of the smartest guys I know. Me and him are two of the guys that helped build this company, So I just see cracks in the foundation. I see he's being naive. He's not stupid. He's being naive. And like I said, I got a temper. Words come out. I don't have the best words. I'm not the president. So sometimes, stuff comes out I shouldn't say. So. But at the end of the day, I mean, call it naive or stupid, he's got a guy lying right to his face, and he knows this guy very well, and he doesn't even see it. And, I don't like stupidity of any kind, or naivety, anything. So
why are you so convinced that it's TJ?
Because the timeline matches up. The motive is there. It's everything. Like, what else could... I'm sure there wasn't a guy just ran in off the street and attacked you for no reason. There was a motive behind it. And now we got the guy with all the motive. He's resourceful. You know TJ very well, too.
That's true.
Would you be surprised if TJ came up with this?
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I can't say necessarily that I would immediately peg him as the person, though.
Well, as soon as Kyle Maddock was proven not to be the person, he was the only other one. And we got proof. You saw the proof. So, as far as I'm concerned, and that's fine. I mean, I know there's people who believe TJ, who want to believe he's doing the right thing. I know TJ. So, he's not getting a pass for me.
Well, is there anything else you want to leave us with?
Well, yeah, I will say this. Now, we all know TJ's got the Outbreak title opportunity come up. And, I mean, again, how did he get that? He had to have known something was going to be coming up with the Outbreak title. He's been negotiating for months now. So
since around the middle of September.
So, I will be there February 3rd myself. And I'm going to be out there ringside. You're going to have to tell John he's going to have to get up. I'm going to be ringside calling the match. And who knows? I mean, I'm going to try to, I'm just going to try to be there, be professional. But if he's sitting right there, I'm not going to get in the ring and say something else to him. Because, like I said, it's been since September. I've been waiting to get my hands on the guy, and now I know where he is. I know who he is. So I'm going to get my hands on him one way or the other.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, February 3rd, you know the card, and now you know that in the main event, Ricky Ruckus is going to be ringside doing commentary. And considering the man that's sitting next to me, I doubt we're going to have to wait too long for something to go down. So buy your tickets, be there, Parkside Elementary, and until then, be watching for more updates, and we'll see you next time.